a Skarner Impale and this bullet time with range. They are going to have 2 marksmen, and they're going to have a Jace with an Alistair and a Lilia that can do a pretty good job, you know, buying time. So look for top, but it does kind of harsh the mellow of a power farming Lilia. PP guy looking to get back out on the map. Aki's not messing around. He flashes to get the immediate impale into the wall, but Cream still flashes himself to safety. And topside, I'm calling for a replay because 369 just took hands to Shanji.
He just immediately manages to get himself that solo kill, and that was such an unfortunate moment of anti-synergy.
Shanji's got himself a pretty good 1v1 with Jackie Love. Does not have barrier up just yet. He doesn't have to
Jackie
flash
Love
away from Shanji, but Jackie Love is falling for the bait because it's not just the Gwen you got to deal with, it's Aki as well. Jackie Love picked off and fried on the grill for Shanji at this point, but barrier burned right off cooldown. Jackie Love got to play a lot more careful on that weak side right now.
Yeah, he's stepping up a little bit too far, and this is a player we were really praising during the early stages of this talk, right? Hey, he'd been looking good. All of a sudden, was a little bit over-aggressive. He lives, though, all good. It is now going to be the trade 1-for-1 between the Grubs going over to TES and the Drake going to be picked up right here for NIP. Just being a Cloud Drake right here, I am actually going to give this one over to TES. Slightly more worthwhile, especially if they're able to get themselves 1 or 2 of this next set of Grubs. So far, through the early game, though, it is only 1-for-1 for the kills. Nothing too explosive has ended up happening at the moment. And that's what you overall expect from the kind of composition choice.
Choice for Kanavi here, potentially looking for a bot lane gank. The slow comes across onto Jackie Love. He's holding the Chains of Corruption. After the flash, is going to drop it onto PP God, who is a mincemeat to the combined might of Kanavi and Jackie Love. He just got bopped so hard, we're getting a pause called through.
That can be so potent, even early on when the MF ulti doesn't deal that much damage. But so far, NIP, they haven't been able to get the priority into the pit. At least this first grub might just go down.
Xtal's impact can be interrupted by Chris. Catches Aki. Now he has to flash further into the pit as Cream does eat a dredge line. But Crisp is getting 1v1 by Leaf. There's the impale onto Kanavi, trying to survive in the pit. He flashes over, gets the double lilting lullaby, and Top Esports just throw ninjas in pajamas to the fishes. It's time to reap the rewards. Multi-kill over to Jackie Love. 4 grubs secured. Everything secured. And who else but the heart, the captain, the soul of Top Esports, bringing them to the promised land once more. Finds himself another kill at Doinby, trying to find 1 stone to get the shutdown. We'll get a fleeting kill back, but it's a commanding win. Home by 1 piercing arrow for Top Esports.
Jackie Love. But yeah, that bot lane tier 2 tower took a ton of damage, and actually on the back end of that replay, TS going to be able to grab themselves this Hextech Drake too.
Sniffs out trouble. He sees Doinby here as well on the Scrying Orb. Still's trying to step up to the wave with Chris nearby. He's going to dodge out on the Ixtal's impact. There is no wave under this turret anymore, and they supercharged it so that Aki gets 1 shot by it. If anything is describing an IP's Group Ascend so far, it's that clip right there.
Very much. TES, they are in complete control of this game right now. They've got themselves up by 4,000 gold. 369 going to come in. Isn't going to be able to pick up that kill onto Shanji. Now the ping's coming through onto this mid lane tier 2. PP God leave. I think you need to walk away from this one.
PP got a little late to the party. Does Dredgeline Chris in the middle of his headbutt pulverize, but the turret's going to drop down. Chris, with that unbreakable will survives for a while. Aki does not get the impale. Jackie Love expertly flashes back towards safety, and now the range can sing for Top Esports in the name of rockets and piercing arrows into the noggins of NIP once more.
This Group Ascent, constant, amazing matchups between these top tier teams. And for those who are only just able to squeak their way into Group Ascent, it's a rough schedule.
Love the way you're playing Varus, man, but he has not hit Chains of Corruption this game. I just want that corrected. Oh, we are diving 369. That turret is gone. Flashes out, phase rush, hell of a drug, runs away from the needlework, sidesteps it with the E. 369 will not relent, and in comes Kanavi. 1, 2, they all fall like dominoes. Leave is next on the chopping block. No one can stand up to the premier jungler, maybe the premier player of Split 2. Give him a triple kill. Say his name, Kanavi.
Kanavi once more actually is now going to try to chase here onto Aki. Don't know if he's going to be able to jump over the next wall. Just about is going to be able to get away, but they are scattering to the 4 corners.
Objective bounties coming across. Top Esports have all tier 1s down. They're taking residency in enemy jungle. They're grabbing themselves mountain drakes towards the soul.
Yep.
It's good eating for TES right now.
Oh, yeah. 2,800 gold, the advantage just for Kanavi.
Aki's impales on the solo pickoffs. Doinb has found some success, like you talked about, with the damage on his Talia, but NIP have never been in a spot yet where they're comfortably fighting 5v5, so maybe they're going back towards pick potential. Cream, Weaver's Wall gets Doinb close enough. They teleport Shanji in here. Look at all the resources poured in for one growling Corki who flashes his way, trying to get to safety, buying time for the teleport to come across. Kanavi is here. 369 is here, but they're both served up on a silver platter by Aki. Perfect timed impale. And now Jagulov and Chris, look how shocked they are. They're the only two members left up. NIP have found a diamond in the rough through their Skarner. 4 big kills back to give us a whole new game 1.
Oh, Kanavi, he thought he'd found himself that moment for the big damage, big ulti, but no, Aki says. Impale onto the 2 key members. Jagulov now trying desperately to stop this Atakan from going over. He's just going to have to walk away, though. It's going to be the buff picked up for NIP, and in a game that was looking oh so rough during the early stages, 20 minutes in, and all of a sudden they managed to claw their way back towards this one. Damage available to them. And Aki, he's going to have to repeat that really well-executed impale if he wants any chances of his team being able to pick up the win right here. Like I said, 2,000 now the gold very much has come back down. There's going to be a big drop in that gold graph when we have a look at it at the end of the game right now. Let's see if it fully swings over into NIP's favor, though. Their sight's currently set on pushing towards these towers, mid lane tier 1. Jungle fight, though. Shanji.
Chris going in. Remember, false life for Shanji, so he's not too careful.
Oh, no.
Impale going to whiff, though. Cream, great Valkyrie to buy some space. They utilize the Gwen ultimate for some big ultimates, but Kanavi gets a huge 3-man sleep, goes right into the station, flashes out to safety. This guy is a magician on the Lilia. You see him, now you don't. All you see is these false lives dropping like flies for NIP. It may not be kills, but it's 4 kills earned in my book.
Top teams that we have in this league.
Chris is looking for more here. Catching PB God just going for a lowly ward. The bullet time will not assuage Cream from finding that kill. Pick over to TES, and look what's up for them in a matter of seconds. Mountain Drake coming down onto the rift. Chris is going to take a reset. And Hyperion is hop right onto that Mountain Drake. Yeah.
Why not? It's only taking you to 2 Draces apiece, so that's not going to be the end of the world. You can push forwards here and pick yourself up a tier 2 turret in the mid lane. I'd say that's more than worth it right here for TES if they can escape cleanly. And they're also now transitioning their way up.
From the fog.
Yeah, the poke.
Slowly just whittling down at these tanks. Chains of Corruption going to get the cleanse out of Leave as he tanks it. Drench line. Edge of Night takes that one up. Depth charge down onto Jagulov. Weaver's Wall. He's going to flash over it to get to safety, but they get the impale onto Cream. Corki is down. Crisp is trapped on one side. Kanavi forcing Doinb into the stasis as Shanji looks to go forward. His life sacrifice is Crisp. 369 getting slowed up now. NIP are starting to churn and burn through these health bars as a double kill comes through for Doinb. This game is on a nice edge. NIP are not going quietly into the night. In there from Aki as he takes a ton of poke but doesn't lose too much of his health bar. Remember, Jagulov does not have flash ups. So he's got to play a lot more careful on this bars. Weaver's Wall coming down, trying to cut down escape angles as PP God survives the engage. Aki flies in, grabs himself the Alistair, and it sets up a huge headbutt pulverized from Chris. And now Kanavi gets the big time sleep. Aki might have just delivered the doom and demise of ninjas in pajamas. These stasises will not save you. Doinb falls to 369. Cream's going forward with the rocket power to slap down NIP. It may have gotten muddy, it may have gotten murky, but when push comes to shove, TES are here to answer the call.
Aki giveth and Aki taketh away right there. Unfortunately gives the perfect engage that Crisp needed. And in fact, TES, they don't want to play this game anymore. 20 seconds until Leave is back up. 10 seconds until Aki is here. And with 4 grubs and a team composition with plenty of ADCs, they're going to be able to win this game.
One mistake and TES taking a mile. I mean... This has got to be the dream 369 Aatrox game. Aatrox is so dependent on ulting, hitting a ton of sweet spots, getting as many people stuck in these powerful Qs.
And early on is pretty good. With your bot lane in the mid lane, it means they can move either towards the dragon or towards the grubs. It just gives you that extra level of mobility that can be very useful at this point. See the damage they can do. Oh, wait.
Kanavi, I mean, just deletes PP God's health bar. If he had red buff, that's a kill, but Aki's trying to make a difference. Hero's entrance coming across. Leave with the Q through Cream, finds first blood into Kanavi.
Positioning in team fights in their last couple of games, but couldn't deny that the guy has skills, and in this one, very much showing up. I love him on these more mobile champions like the Lucian. Right now, just running through the members of TES. We are now going to have a little bit of a scrap around these grubs. First one going to be picked up by NIP, but TES, they arrive, going to be able to push the majority off. And with Kanavi now here, there should be the remaining 2 grubs going over, bar some smite steals.
Oh, Shanji. Oh,
I think he meant to do that, genuinely.
Just like the fake out? All right, it looked different, but
I don't think
I'll take it.
With just running down, you scare the members of TES off, and then you can just return back to your top lane. You won't really need for the play.
Time being, well, that means nobody's going to grab double grubs in a game that shouldn't have a ton of split pushing. It's just got a ton of health bars getting deleted.
Nice.
The Dream goes for the Shreem and shuffle and serves sushi on the menu in the name of PP God. The revenge of Kanavi has been claimed.
The first kill was great. The fact you've got that Essence Reaver completed here onto Leave is a good start, but you very much need to keep the pace of this game accelerated, keep going. I like this play from Arky right here, finding a little bit of time to be able to come and pick up this Drake. More than enough time for him to now either take a reset or just book it up towards this top side of the map if you Arky. Okay, he's just going to take a stun, and actually Disgust Crab is going to go over to TS. Ulti again. Oh, wow.
Definition of all gas, no breaks. Crescent Guard going to block off any more damage from Leave. And even though they get Aki to fly in, who's going to find the finishing touches? It's Leave flashing forward and executing Crisp. Just how they ordered it. NIP put Leave on a pedestal, and he's finding critical kills so far.
Even though the majority of that culling was actually absorbed by one of Crisp's clones, it still didn't matter. He still does so much damage with this Essence Reaver already under his belt. And now that is going to turn into the 5 grubs 2-1. Jackie stepping up here. Needs to be careful about that one. Does have the support of Cream, but Doinby is in the mid lane too. Going to be in a very good spot, especially once 369 gets involved to be healing up, dealing the damage over time. Leave, just going to be able to one-tap Crisp right here. There we go.
Like a balloon.
Absolutely. That's a really nice look so far. You know, there are worries about this NIP composition, but we can't say that they're not playing it effectively at this point. And in this game has a very easy job. It's chase Leave around.
They are committing 5 guys to shut down the Golden Goose. It's his next snap there by Kanavi. So TES ever present on the map, and they drop Leave for the first time to the tune of a shutdown.
Grubs, this is going to fall much faster right here. Crisp, though, attempting to get involved. The minions are dead.
Minions running out of grubs. Doinby.
Okay, they got
it. Health. That's first turret. That's feats of strength as well with the warfare grab.
Yep.
So the turret rate is a positive for NIP.
Absolutely.
Shanji, I mean,
they were in the previous one. Like we just saw, Leave can occasionally get into slightly sticky situations.
For now, they're letting them fatten up around this top river.
Yep.
But Aki can't really get in. This dragon is evaporating at might. Aki's going to flash, get the Cyclone, doesn't get the dragon. Trying to set up Leave to get this big culling down, but Aki should drop. The hero's entrance might save him. The taunt, Kanavi stuck. Aki does not die, and now Keeping On flashes to get the bubble. The Pop Blossom back, but Leave is free hitting here. 369 tries to pop the Aatrox ultimate, but he himself has to kite back and flash out to try and follow his AD carry to safety. NIP are making that dragon one hell of a cost. Give him a couple of extra flashes on the way out as they win the fight.
Get the kill, and I like what Crisp does there. Jumps in with the Pop Blossom just to delay things. Is the reason that 369 and Jackie Love and himself are able to get away. But still, you're blowing a lot to be able to get away with just picking up one Drake there, and they're going to lose the Herald on the back end of that fight.
I just love that we talked about how PP Guy's got to play safe with his Nami, and he's planting flash bubbles. I'm not paying this any mind, by the way. Even with World Ender, like 369 is no match for Shanji's tankiness right now. He may just get bodied. He's getting
he just has to walk it out.
On the other side of the map, though, good Emperor's Divide. Creams buys good amount of space, gets Kanavi out, but here comes Leave. Coling drop through, Tidal Wave surfing its way as they try and find themselves the kills. The Crescent Guard will not protect Kanavi, so he flies into his own demise. Doinby are their most consistent member. They put a whole lot of pressure on this guy, and pressure makes diamonds, but pressure can also crack the best of them. And right now, pressure's in the name of a double teleport here as 369's on the flank. They do bring up Shanji. They're going to get the hero's entrance in for Doinby. They're going to really even out these numbers. And now they've got TES sectioned off badly. 369, World Ender doesn't mean squat because Leave finds ya. Pop Blossom from Chris does not get Leave once more. The Golden Goose of Illusion is still free hitting, and the turn is prosperous for Ninjas in Pyjamas. 2 more kills, but they're hunting for more. Aki's here. Doinby flash forward, taunt. It's all going up. Ninjas in Pyjamas, top esports are running for the hills, but they're being chased by Shanji's might. Cream is cut off. Cream is thrown in the air. Cream is executed. 4 kills to NIP as they're flying high.
There we go. Looks like we might be getting a game number 3 right here, Slayer. NIP have come to play. That's the key problem that TES have had in this game. Their composition comes online much later than this NIP one does, yet they've still been trying to make their own proactive plays. They've been trying to go toe-to-toe with NIP, and, well, it's working out about as well as you would expect.
80% of Jackie loves health bar.
Ouch, this game is just going to keep getting harder and harder to play out for NIP until they can reach those 3-item breakpoints that you really need, especially on a champion like this Azir. For the moment, we're just going to watch the Rift Herald hit that mid lane.
Solution, they really got to rely on the front to back of Cream and maybe Jacula finding a critical angle. I mean, just look at Shanji. This is bullying. This is hard to watch. Hero's entrance still gets the knockup on the Cream. He's trying to dash away. Taunt lands him, and Taunt should seal his fate. Cream gets the heal for the speed up, but Aki flashes after him, secures the kill. Cream's down, and that might just secure false lives for all of NIP.
Yeah, and that's just going to make it so much harder for TES to get themselves back into this one, especially at the timing when this is going to be happening. You're going to have yourself these Atacam buffs pretty much just up until the Baron is going to be available. Crisp.
Oh no.
Do you want
Crisp
to try
and
to go for this?
Hero steal, but you're spotted, brother.
Yeah.
And you get close to the pit. Doinby's got your number, and he's reading it out to the rest of the fam. Crisp is juking, dipping, dodging away from a Coling, and now Kanavi is feeling the pain of tank warfare. Kanavi goes down. Voracious Otacon has picked up the one fleeting hope for TES is 369 gets solo time with a top tier 2 turret. In that entire game plan, right? I didn't even hear you call Jackie Love's name. He's on this Kaisa 80 carry. Yeah. And it just feels so unplayable for them. The false life giving full confidence to NIP as they take the inhibitor turret. Triple man taunt lands. Cream's health bar is deleted over the wall. 369 will get the false life out of Leave, but can the rest of NIP this far ahead really still fight without him? Jackie Love on the back end of the fight. Full HP. Has 369 with him. False lives are starting to come out. Now it's Shanji and Aki. Do they have enough damage? That's the big question. How much space can they buy? Jackie Love is using every single auto he has possible to try and get through Shanji, but Aki goes down next. Shanji, the big bad tank's the only one left with PP God off to the side, but there's a 4th false life coming across.
Let's see it now, though, with the next Drake. This would be sole point if NIP can grab it.
Oh, but Cream! Health bar already at 30%. Has to get out of the fight. Kanavi, Crescent Guard through, but Leave can just dash in with Kanavi there. Leave is trying to bide his space, knowing the 369's looking for the hunt, but it's okay, because the front line's got you, Leave. They're getting it done in spades. Jackie Love getting chased down by Shanji. Cream's far too low. 369, 0 value out of that Aatrox, and all the value comes through for this Lucian. NIP with a unique, intriguing comp are going to bring us to a Game 3.
Couple of kills here onto one of the best ADCs statistically we've had in the LPL this split. Well, it looks great right now. You're going to have a couple members respawning. Can you end it right here as NIP?
369 is thriving and surviving. The Ignite is not going to get the kill. Hold on. Cream Sand Soldiers stand tall. NIP, you made an illegal play there going for the end. And now 369's on the hunt from behind. Remember, there's no Leave to protect NIP now. And they're just scattering like birds out of the flock trying to survive. TES still alive. NIP are starting to get desperate. They're teleporting into this. What does this Ninjas in Pyjamas comp look like without their Golden Goose of Illusion? Aki flies in with the Cyclone, does not get into the pit. Baron secured by Kanavi. TES have 5 members with a purple banner, and they're going to grab themselves another shutdown on the way out. Do we have ourselves a classic LPL roller coaster of a game coming? Knock down Leave without it costing all your health bar, everything.
Wait, Leave, what?
You can find the win. Leave does not get caught by Chris. Everybody's flashing after Leave.
He's dead.
But Mr. President's surviving. Can Cream and 369 find those kills?
They got
yes! Down goes Leave. Doiby, you're too late to the party. Aki, too scared to step up. What does this front line look like without their crown jewel? Without their golden goose?
Oh, it's
They've got to
good.
fight their way out. But Cream goes down. Kanavi 369, it's all on you. There's no world ender. The healing has to be preposterous for them to find this edge. But we only got bruisers, we only got tanks. Everyone settles down quietly, and we somehow get an even 3-3 fight split. Where TES want to send them. That's where the defending champs want to push them. And NIP have created this unique formula all through their most consistent player in Leave. But they still have an uphill battle. They still need to find fight wins through Leave. And right now they're totally distracted from mid-wave. And they're going to be late to this party. Kanavi on the 50-50. It's not even a 50-50. He gets the Mountain Soul. And 369.
Oh my god!
Flake up Leaves, and he gets the knockups. Leave is down. TES are here to prosper. Gold Lead be damned. Golden Goose Lucian be damned. TES are patient and just higher pedigree right now in the LPL. But these kills, they're taking a while to come across here. Shanji, Aki somehow still alive. Remember, they've got no Cream and Jackie left. The same problems we talked about for NIP are now rearing their ugly heads for TES as we somehow landed on a wet noodle fight again. We're playing Where's Waldo, but it's Where's Wukong trying to find Aki.
Or Jackie Love to be alive at the end when Leave has died, because Leave is the only carry that NIP have, and TES have two.
Leave
He found
his
it!
position.
He's dead!
There it is, the woes of Leave showing their ugly head once more. Cream sees an angle, finds an inch, makes it a mile. And now TES, they've gotten that goal you talked about, Bloxer. They kill Leave, and it doesn't cost them Jackie Love and Cream.
What did we say? What did we say, Slayer? Mispositioning issues once again. And this should just be the Baron going down. Cream gets
NIP.
Jumped.
Oh my god, he's
Wait,
getting jumped, he's getting bouncy house. He got thrown in the air. Now Cream gets his turn to miss position, but it's Jackie Love that is still safe and free fire with this lethal tempo. Aki flies in with the Cyclone, but keep your eyes on Jackie Love. He's all the damage that TES needs. He's the hero of TES. He's the hero of top esports, the golden 80 carry of the LPL. Still finding highlights and clutch plays to bring his team big, fat W's.
There we go. This is fully TES back to being in control of this game. I say back. They were never in control of this one. They have had to claw this one out, but it is not 100% on TES for being able to put themselves back into a good spot in this game. It is genuinely the mispositioning errors of Leave twice in this game now. Very fun to watch. And now they're going to be only down by one tower. It's going to be 6-5 towers right now. TES, they are in a great spot to be able to complete this comeback. That's the job of Jackie Love in this game.
B is teleported in with his big Banshee's Veil. Leave, drops the Culling. Kanavi immediately responds with the Crescent Guard. So the Culling damage is going to be nullified, but a bubble does hit Kanavi. Gets to safety by this point.
Cream!
Tries to find a window in, but it's Cream to pick off Leave. Jackie Love flies after him, but Leave is getting so much healing from the Navi. Jackie Love has to go to the stasis. Leave survives.
Oh,
Jackie Love cuts him down. He's just built different. Finds 2 kills. But on the wayside, on the backside of this fight, with all the attention on Leave, NIP reap the rewards, and yes, it's only 369, and it's Mountain Soul to the Giga Chad frontline team.
Oh, the fact that Jackie Love's able to pick up that kill onto Leave saves this game from being over, from sending us to a game 3 a full 15 minutes later than we otherwise needed to. But the fact that the Mountain Soul goes down, he's got this flank going.
The moment. When does he pull the trigger here? TES are getting antsy themselves, looking for the angle in. Is it going to be the Pop Blossom? Is it going to be the Emperor's Divine? No, it's the engage on the Cream. Flashes away from Aki. That's Hero's Interest. And Cyclone down. T ultimates are coming off the table for NIP. Leave immediately leaves the fight. He's completely separated. BB God's down. Leave is sectioned off. 369 says, no, sir. You will not find yourself a series win. TES are just a cut above. Championship pedigree showing itself on the main stage. TES crawl all the way back, down 7k gold to shove a 2-0 down the throat of NIP and send them to the bottom of Group Ascend.
A devastating loss right here for NIP. They had this game firmly in their grasp. TES right here, they're going to move straight on towards this Elder. They do not feel comfortable to be able to try to end this game. Instead, they're going to go for the sure thing. And with this Elder, surely you have to think that this game is over. NIP, they have thrown this one away. They may well get one last chance, one last stand to try to rectify that mistake.
Wonder if they hold this. Oh, they could have gotten Chris Elder to do about it. It's really funny. That's coming from a carry man. Anyways, we'll lock back in here because it's 45 minutes in. We've had 2 Barons come and go. Elder on to 3 members, including Cream and Kanavi. Or excuse me, 369 and Kanavi.
Left to be able to push forwards onto this one, and the base will surely be cracked open. This is the closest TS have been able to get all game long to NIP's base. And the towers are going to begin to fall. They've got the push through the mid lane, inhibitor already down, but more than effective at the moment for TES. And they've still got a quarter of this Elder buff still available to them.
Have to be careful to learn from the transgressions of NIP.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to remember, but not long ago...
Are on the way. TP coming in, yeah. The amount of space...
Well, I just keep getting caught up in Shanji's health bar. This guy, he's not dying. It's just all shields. I don't know how they're ever gonna have to kill Shanji here.
Oh,
he's looking for
interesting.
He feels the confidence, gets blocked. Kanavi goes back in. Got to keep your eye on Lee, who off to the side is nearly blowing 369 out of the water, but Aki goes down first. Kanavi using the Sand Soldiers as protection. Good wall there from Cream. So one engaged jewel falls for NIP, but they still have Lee. They still have a fleeting hope. They still have the tank of Shanji. But they're getting whittled down, and they're getting pulled apart in their own base.
And the key thing that survives there is not any of the carries, it's the 2 cannon minions as now they go in.
Oh, Kanavi, he flashes over the bubble. They're pouring so much to kill off Shanji. Pop Blossom down. 369 with the World Ender. Believe he gets some space. He's trying to front to back. Down goes Chris. Shanji still survives, but he's losing all of his friends. The tanky Scion, how much longer can he survive? It's so much on to leave. Shanji goes down. Is this the final blow that sends NIP down to 2 and 6? 369 does get caught by bubble into PP God. Leave gets 1 kill. Look how low Cream and Kanavi are. Leave has a moment to go for it all. Kanavi falls, goes into the stasis, has the GA, but Jackie Love has to put on the display, but Jackie Love, does he get it? No! Leave heals the Crescent Guard, Leave saves NIP! This game is not over!
Yeah, you can't afford to lose second Elder, but it's already gone. Like you said, this one just going to go down, and now as TES, you've got a decision here, right? Do you wait 40 seconds and go for the Baron, or do you just run at your opponents and end?
Tanky Shanji. That's flash out of 369, cooling down for now. Inhibitor gets recycled. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, all viewing at home, to the longest game of the LPL split.
Actually get a third one right now. Very unlikely at this point. Elder turns into the Baron, and we saw what happened to NIP at this point, where the Elder and the Baron empowered minions came pouring in. Like you said,
no turrets up, respawning soon. Elder, Baron, what can they pull out of themselves to get out of this bind, find the win, and force the series of distance? We're going to find out right goddamn now.
Let's see. Where's the engage going to be? It's going to be all on Leaf, keeping himself alive. You're fighting into the Elder buff right now. Second Elder is so strong as well. Where's the moment? Crisp,
here we go. Crisp is going for it. He wants Leave. They're dashing in with the killer instinct, but Aki brunch Jackie Love. He has to bail out of the fight. Leave is on touch. Leave is turning it. Aki has Jackie Love down. 369 can't do it. It's all on Cream and Kanavi. The Sands are not going to make enough space. Everything against them, but NIP will not quit. And they're going to game 3!
How? How do you lose that fight?
Nexus turrets with man advantages. Gold swings of tens of thousands. The longest game of the LPL year. NIP staring down a 2-5 record. Will not go down in sweeping fashion. It all comes down to game 3. I think this is the closest I feel this matchup is from draft of the series. I really do. Already, TES looking to get a bit aggressive, going for some wards. Chris trying to get value out of those Braum brittle passive stacks. One more auto. Leave will be stunned up. Jackie Love and Cream are here. Green starts the charm, so Leave does have to flash under his 2-2 turret.
Did they get him?
Follow across the fade away. Q from Chris. He earned that kill, and he sings it home. First blood to your defending champions.
It might actually be a gank, though. Kanavi going to get in here unspotted right now.
Navi, the first team jungler right now in split 2, looking to make his mark. Gets the stun, looking for the Braum passive. There's no flash on leave, and he goes down once more. Kanavi earning the kill.
Not the most impactful of the individual Drakes to be getting. You don't mind giving this one over. And I think more than that, it's about the fact that you now get to choose right here as TS. You can try go for the second set of grubs if you want. If you get all 6, that's awesome. But if you don't, giving them away, it being 3 for 3, really is no skin off your back. Where is going to be that bit of engage? Yeah, like I said, TS going to start this one up, but they're getting a little bit surrounded here. The call out of TS is to try to go for Shanji, but you're not going to be able to kill him here. They're just going to get pushed away.
Here we go. Doinby pulls the trigger. Between Worlds going to slow everybody up. Kanavi going to block a ton of the opening damage. Chris gets a good glacial fissure down. Kanavi looking for the turn. They have teleport coming through. Reinforcements are here, and it's 369. The big bad Croc looking to mess up NIP. Gets a ton of damage down with the Call of the Meek, finds the kill, and TS are just wiping the floor with NIP. They didn't need that big-time Grand Starfall. They've got the big-time Big Grand Croc. I'm running out of adjectives for TES and 369, but it's 4 kills, count them, to stack up for a big-time lead for your defending champions.
I think you're absolutely right. More than that, the shield is everything. You just can't get that initial kill, and then the reinforcements roll on in. Cream is able to land a great charm to be able to pick up that initial kill, and then finally use the Grand Starfall just to be able to pick up the final one, as Kanavi takes that away.
Sweet Doinby. Welcome to the Freljord, my friend. Down he goes. TS, they're just a different breed when it comes to elimination matches, and they're showing it. 7-0. A lot of people feel like TS started their climb all the way through the lower bracket to championship, to that first stand spot on the international stage. You can see how the foreshadowing bodes true here right now, with TS on the cusp of a 7-1 score in Group Ascend. And
all that, you don't really have any lanes that are particularly winning that hard. Grand Starfall, oh boy, leave.
Leave, oh poor leave. Grand Starfall. It's not a Starfall, and it's a Yordle. Ooh, that Charm Whiffing, though. It's going to make it one more auto, so.
It takes a little bit longer.
Perfect.
Just aren't proactive enough. Jackie Love get potentially chased here. Yeah, no flash. Can he do it?
Blend.
Slowed.
Between Worlds, great use for Doinby to get closer, and Jackie
dead.
Love is picked up. The first kill for NIP coming across as they catch Jackie Love on the turn.
That and positioning out of leave has been the main things this squad has been faltering on. 369, he's just stepping up, and it's fine.
Jackie Love arrow finds Aki. Heartbreaker will not save you. Flash will not save you. 369 spells blood in the water, and he wants the feast. Down goes PP God. Shanji having a flash for the hills as well, but Chris lands another Q, another concussive blow, another multi-kill pick play for Top Esports as they're running away with this one.
Yeah, they are going to lose some damage onto a couple of towers. You can see the teleport going down into the bottom lane. They should be able to get this kill here. There is still a tower on the backside. Getting aggressive. Leave.
Ooh,
I don't think you want to be stepping to Kanavi right now.
Does Kanavi actually want this dive? Oh, he misses the Q. I think he's going to fall. Flashes over the old Kanavi, getting fancy with the footwork. Still dies to PP God, though, but hey, that's not a kill over to leave the battle lines, but Chris trying to cut off the entrance of Shanji. He will arrive. You got a Kanavi late to the play here. Cream going to spot the Spirit Rush. Kanavi over the wall, though, going to engage onto Shanji, and they're melting through the tank first. When that's going, that means you're way too far behind to compete, and it's just like knocking over dominoes with bowling balls right now for TES. Again, nobody drops. They find 3 kills. They find everything.
Okay. Without jinxing or caster cursing, right? We're both thinking it, right? There's no way.
No.
There's no way. This one... No. I'm not going to finish this.
Just had for that second one.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what we have come to know and expect from the LPL. Oh, this sucks. This is a hard... Leave is paying for the sins of having a good game previously. This is... I think he lives here, actually.
All right, slice and dice. Heartbreaker. Wow, all right.
Wow.
Well, kind of manifested that one. That is a gross misposition for 369. Aki, don't get too big for your britches now. Between Worlds comes across. Oh, got into the backline, but Cream just popped in, had to say hello, and more importantly, goodbye to Ninjas in Pyjamas. Nearly dies to the turret there, hunting down Doinby, but the turret drops. Shanji and Doinby soon to follow. Chris
great
survives.
charm.
Hits for Cream.
Wait.
Doinby, though, actually ends
no.
up fighting the kill there. Seeks out. So pretty close in numbers, but it's still a TES win, and they're taking more turrets.
Exactly, that is a couple of kills back for NIP, exactly what they needed to try maybe squeak their way back into this game, right? They've got decent scaling, this is what we said last time, you've got Ornaments coming later on, draws a couple members away. If they'd have stepped any further forwards, could have been going down. I think he's now going to die for that. Yep, he stuck around a little bit too long, really needed to just turn around and book it away the second. They really can't step up into this one in a lot of situations. You can see right here, Cream just stepping forward, not really too worried about getting jumped. And there was also, the Atakan going down between Jackie Love and Kanavi. That's why Cream and friends are stepping so far up, just to buy them a lot more space. Going to be able to grab all of this XP advantage from the petals.
Left to pick up the crumbs that TES leave. They're now on Hextech Soul Point. They pick that up, 1-up, no contest. Now they'll set them sights on shoving more waves into position and seeing what picks they can find with their Ash Arrow Grand Starfall combination. Like I mentioned earlier, it's procedural for this composition. It's a given the TES come away with this win, barring anything crazy. They are starting to get picked off on their lonesome, but Crisp is a hard target to burn through. They're committing a lot of ultimates. That was Solar Flare between worlds a lot with the Heartbreaker as well, but it is another pick to Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Yeah, it is something. It's a little bit of gold back. Let's see what TES can do on the backside of this play. They are going to at least be able to get the Rift Herald to charge into this tier 2 tower. Should be able to take it down with all of the Void Mites available to them. Potentially try to ride the Herald away and said, no, just going to let that one die. So it is going to be a trade of support for tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. I'd say worth overall for TES. They've been able to extend their gold lead now to about 9,000. The thing they wanted.
Yeah, they wanted Aki to be the carry, and now they're reduced to PP God flashing after Kanavi, but the Pantheon wants you to come into him with a ton of damage. Kanavi's able to kite back with the flash, and they're leaving Jackie Love with a flurry of arrows to just cut down all of NIP. Here's your knockout blow. The defending champions may fall, may stumble, but they will not be denied. Watch as TES goes to the top of Group Ascend, 7-1.
This should just be the end, as we are saying. 30 seconds until anybody's going to be back up and available. And with 6 grubs, these towers will fall incredibly fast. Great combos between this team after we have such a long game in game number 2. Game 3, it's so fast. TES, it was a stumble, it was a whoopsie, but they are going to be able to pick up this series versus NIP.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.